Alright, Kimbo White here. I want to talk about a couple of things to all MMA fans. It's, when we have something historic, controversial more than anything, when we have both of them happen in one night, it tends to be the talk of the internet and the MMA world for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. Which Frankie Edgar should be, and BJ Penn, and whether or not they deserve a rematch, and that whole conversation is great. But the whole thing with Anderson Silva has already taken away from, Frankie's spotlight, and it's taken away from Mark Munoz's spotlight and everyone else, as Dana has said, and what we can't let it take the spotlight away from this weekend's historic event, because what Scott Coker and Strikeforce are trying to do is huge. It's what a lot of us MMA fans have wanted for a long, long time, is to get back a good reputation with the organization in the States, and Dream and the organizations in Japan. M1 is, trying to co-promote a lot of these events, and, Strikeforce this is a big happening this Saturday. Dan Henderson, it's his first fight in Strikeforce, going for Jake Shields' title. It's, as far as I know, it's Shinya Aoki's first fight in the States that I know of, and he's going to try to take Gilbert Melendez's title. What more could you ask for in a fight? And then, Gegard Mousasi, Kimbo Law, both, hungry and it's, vicious, both great wrestlers, great strikers. I would call Mousasi a great striker. I would call Mo a good striker. But Mousasi, with the whole contract deal, leaving M1, everybody thought he was with M1 for life, and obviously not. He's now says he likes Strikeforce. So the fact that somebody acquired him over here in the States, besides Dana White, is huge. The fact that MMA and the UFC is getting as big as it is, and I still see, the views coming up short. These WEC and Strikeforce are making enough money to keep putting these shows on and pay their guys and be happy with it. But they're not getting the respect and the views that they need to get yet, for what they're trying to do for everybody. The WEC as well, and I'm not sure if I agree with them going to pay-per-views. That's a whole other story. So bottom line is, get over Anderson Silva's dance routine and focus on this Saturday night, Strikeforce Nashville, Dan Henderson versus Jake Shields for the middleweight title, Shinya Aoki, Japan's top lightweight, their BJ Penn, fighting Gilbert Melendez, who's without a doubt one of our top lightweights in the entire country, for the lightweight title, and Gegard Mousasi and Kimbo Law. Also real glad to see CBS is going to air Mayhem Miller's fight. I'm drawing a blank on who Tim Stout is. So, whatever. But one thing I don't like about what they do in the UFC a lot is a guy will be fighting for the title one time, or fighting for the #1 contender spot or something, loses that match, and then you see him on a fucking prelim. Yeah. Just doesn't make any damn sense. So Mayhem Miller's last fight, he gave Jake Shields everything he wanted, and he said, it was for the title. So no sense in seeing him on a prelim. They only had 3 fights on the main card anyway, so they put Miller on the televised card, which I was glad to see. That's been the last word with Kimbo White.